Hello and what's going on, Mr. Tutor Builds YouTube channel. Today, I'm recording this the same day as the Lighthouse review, but today we are going to be looking at the Star Wars Millennium Falcon. Now this is probably the most iconic Star Wars ship. It comes in at a pretty decent price. A lot of times you can find it on sale. And it comes with a sweet assortment of minifigures, but this set cost $170 US. I believe I got it on sale for $80. You can find it for a pretty good price. But it has 1,353 pieces, and the set number is 75257. I believe it is the most affordable, awesome scaled Millennium Falcon. You can buy the UCS Millennium Falcon, which is 7,000, 8,000 pieces, but it is also like $800. So, bang for your buck, you're getting an awesome set here. But the first thing we are going to do, before we get into the actual ship itself, which is so awesome, we're going to get into these 6 awesome minifigures. Alrighty, so here we have the 6 minifigures. Technically, there is another small astromech inside the Falcon, but the first one, the most notorious one that most of you are probably going to know, is our good friend Chewbacca. Now, Chewbacca looks great. Looks like the good old guy we all know and love. He comes with his little belt. A little bit of paint on the back, but awesome paint details on the front. Nothing you can't love about Chewbacca. He is so sweet. Next is Lando Calrissian. Now, this is old Lando. This is not young Lando from the original movies, but this is Lando from the sequels. He looks pretty sweet. His cape that flips up and also goes down looks super sweet. It is black on the back, blue in the front. Really cool minifigure. Possibly everyone's favorite Star Wars mech. We got R2-D2 here. If you have an R2-D2, I believe they most look the same. He's awesome nonetheless. Doesn't take much to make him awesome. Then we have C-3PO, human-cyborg relations. Sidekick to R2-D2, or maybe you want to call R2-D2 the sidekick. I don't know which one we call the main character, but they're 2 peas in a pod, so they're there together. Then we have Finn, which I think is really weird that we got Finn in this set, but we did not get a Rey, which is kind of confusing. I feel like Rey would have been a really good fit here. Maybe it just didn't fit in the budget, but he looks awesome with his little saddlebag. He has a little jacket on. The hairpiece is really cool too, but awesome minifigure. And then we have this guy, which I believe is the most expensive out of all of the minifigures. I had to look this guy's name up. I remember him from the movie. I believe at the beginning. I believe it was The Force Awakens. But this guy's name, if I pronounce this right, it's B-O-O-L-I-O. Boolio? Awesome name, that's all I gotta say. But his head looks super sweet for an alien. He kind of looks like he'd be a bad guy, but he's a good guy. He has this little, looks like pilot gear on. He comes with a blaster. Little hookups on the back. But yes, I believe this figure, it says the value of it new is $15, which is way more as I'm looking. Okay, maybe Lando's a little more expensive. Lando's around the same price, but super cool figures. And then I believe this is Dio from The Force Awakens, which is, I guess, kind of like the new age R2-D2 and C-3PO, but the camera won't focus on him. Pretty cool, just one piece. Pretty simple. So an awesome assortment of minifigures. I think it's so silly there's no Rey in the set. Originally, when I was grabbing this, I was like, oh my gosh, where's the Rey? There is no Rey. So, very confusing. But, considering we've taken a look at all the minifigures, let's take a look at the super awesome Millennium Falcon. So, here is the actual Star Wars Millennium Falcon. I believe this is based off of The Force Awakens. So some things may look a little different than they did in the original trilogy. But a fun fact about this set, this was actually the set that got me into Lego. I was at, I believe it's a flea market next to the movie theater in Richmond. I think it's called Liberty Bell. They had like 5 of these, and regularly they were $170, and they were marked for $80, and I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. I bought it, I built it. I was like, that was so awesome. I need to buy more Legos, and here I am with probably a bit too many Lego sets, but it's kind of hard to even pick where to start with this set. There's tons of details all around the outside. let's actually start with the small cockpit up front. You can see right here, let me try to pick this up. You can see the cockpit. We will open it in just a second when we start opening the ship up. Then we have the front of the ship with these some circular tiles on the front. Sorry, it's kind of heavy holding it out in front of me like that. But if you did not know, the Millennium Falcon is actually, in Star Wars, it is a semi. So in space, there are ships that have to carry cargo around. It is a, I think it's a freight, it's called a freight, well, I can't think of the word. But this slot here is to almost take like a semi-trailer and place it in there. And then it's this ship's job to push it around in space. But then Han Solo did some modifications and it became one of the fastest ships in the galaxy. Over here, we have a little radar dish that can be spun around and angled at different angles. We also have this gun at the top that someone can sit and shoot out. We have this over here, which I believe, it just pops off. There's nothing in there. Wow, look at me. Just breaking things. And then as we come around to the back, you can see, look at all that blue. The white tile, or the, I guess it's the blue tile with the white piece underneath. It looks super cool. So when the hyperdrive is activated, it can take off. And then real quick, we will take a look underneath. It's kind of tricky. I don't want anything to break, but the bottom's ugly. Just don't look at the bottom. There are some legs for it to sit on, and that's what keeps it kind of suspended in the air. But what I'm going to have us do next is to go ahead and take a look at the interior. Now, really quick, before we get into the larger interior, we're going to pop off this cover, and you can actually see right here are two spots for minifigs to sit. So if you wanted to take our good friend Chewie and sit him in there, and then I believe I had Lando in there, but let's say, hey, you know what? C-3PO decided he's going to drive today. I don't think it's Star Wars canon for C-3PO to be driving the ship. Probably not a good idea from what I know about him, but you can sit them right here. And then this piece, actually, it doesn't open up. It just slides back on over, and they're both ready to drive the ship. But let's go ahead and take a look at the inside. So something different about this set that is not seen in many other sets is that the pieces don't actually get pulled off, but they fold outwards. So for example, if we were to start here, these pieces you can grab with a finger and folds out, and the same thing goes here, 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 here. So all of those pieces fold out, and then when you're finished, they just fold back into place. But let me grab my phone off the stand so we can actually see a little bit better on the inside. Alrighty, so we are going to start off with these back panels here. And as you open this one, you can see that there's a small kitchen area. Almost looks like, did you know there was a stove in the Millennium Falcon? I did not. I guess you got to be able to cook somewhere. There's a cup with a small table. I believe this is a trash can that I just yeeted to the other side of the ship. So we'll grab that once we look over there. I'll leave that there. This flips open. So does this one. Over here we have two what looks like beds that the minifigures you can grab them and lay them down on the bed if you needed to. But this looks like some type of like hyperdrive or space engine, I guess. That's what I would call it. I don't have a technical term for it because I don't think it's real. But this piece floats off. This opens up. And this is where you've seen the infamous scene with C-3PO, R2-D2, Chewbacca playing the small game on the table. Super easy to grab the minifigures and just place them down in here if you wanted. But one of the coolest parts of the interior, in my opinion. And then we float around this way. And the last panel we will need to move is this one, which you can see, haha, there's my trash can that went flying away. So we can grab it really quick and place it over here. But over here, there is a pilot's chair for someone, I'm guessing, who's maybe manning this gun to shoot out. But they can sit there, look at the screens. And then there's no actual tunnel to get to the cockpit, which is over here. There's no tunnel for it, which is I'm okay with. It's 100 or 1,300 pieces, so it does not bug me too much. But then all of these, and you actually have to let that one close first, then close this one. Let me move my light out of the way. But as we go around, these close just like that. Now, lastly, I did want to give you a view of what the ship would look like if it was wall-mounted or if it was flying through space. So I'll scoot over here a little bit. You can see it looks really cool. This angle, mostly at this angle, but you could mount it on a wall like this if you wanted. Mount it like this. And surprisingly, I'm going to say this and the whole thing's going to shatter. It holds together really well. For kind of looking delicate, there's actually a gun on the bottom too, which I forgot to point out, but there's a gun there. But the swooshability of this thing is, as always, I have to make the sound effects, but it holds together really well. It's kind of even surprising me now that it's not falling apart at all. It uses lots of Technic on the bottom, which boo, Technic. Technic's boring. Give me the classic Lego bricks, but you can hold it up pretty easy. You can fly around, play with it, and then it's ready to be set down. It's a great display piece. The way I have it on my display, I think it is displayed like this. It sits on the shelf just like that, but then it can be set down just like that. So my final thoughts and conclusions on this set is that it is a great bargain buy for 1,300 pieces. You can normally find the set for around $120, $130, I believe is what it is on Target at the moment. For $170, I can't say I recommend that. That's too much. But if you can find it around that $100 mark or a little more, you are getting a classic looking Millennium Falcon. You're not having to spend $800 as if you were to buy the UCS Millennium Falcon, which is like 4 or 5 times the size of this. I have that set, but I just haven't built it yet. But this set, if you're looking for a budget Millennium Falcon that can be swooshable, you can play with it with a really cool assortment of minifigures, this is the Falcon for you. But as always, I appreciate you watching. Please leave a like if you did enjoy the video. If you didn't, don't leave a like. But if you did, leave a like and subscribe if you would like to see more content in the future. I believe I will be recording one more video today. I've done the Lighthouse, I've done the Falcon, and I'm going to knock out one more. But as always, thank you for watching, and hopefully I will get to see you in the next video.